Welcome to a late night episode of Liv's Thoughts. Let's see if that works. Well, no, we'll go this. Today we are going to be talking about victim mindset and victim mentality and why it is so destructive and so self-sabotaging to any progress that you are on the verge of making. I have lived in a victim mindset. I'm no longer in one, but I used to live in a victim mindset for a really long time, and I don't want anyone to take offense when I say victim mindset. There are some serious things that people go through that it is hard to work through. There is PTSD, there's depression, there's anxiety, there's a lot of repercussions for a lot of traumatic things that happen in our life. So I don't want you to take this as me being you're sad, well, F you, you're not trying hard enough. That's not what I'm saying. I just am using traumatic events just because this is just an easy way to phrase. I've gone through a lot of traumatic stuff in my life. I've gone through a lot of shitty things growing up, and I have always been able to pinpoint the blame onto someone because most of the time it has never been my fault. The stuff that I went through growing up, and a lot of the times that the stuff that we go through growing up, you really can't pinpoint on you. As a child, you don't know what you're doing. Most of the time, if you were going through shitty times as a kid, it's usually your parents getting divorced and some weird family dynamics. Yeah, it's never something that the kid did to make this cause of chain of events happen. It's usually the adults in your life that are causing those shitty events. So it's really easy to put blame onto other people growing up. And when we build that habit, as we get older and we mess up, we have to learn how to take accountability. And some of us aren't taught that growing up. Actually, there's a lot of kids that are not taught accountability growing up. We lie, we steal, we cheat from people. I'm sure most of us have probably stolen something before or probably have cheated on a test before. There's a lot of things that you learn growing up have repercussions. And as you get older and as traumatic events build up, we have a lot of weight on our shoulders we have to carry as adults. Doesn't matter what you've been through, you have a whole I'm 21. I have a whole 21 years of life that I've already lived and full of experiences that I'm already carrying. 30-year-olds, they have 30 years of life on them that they're already carrying that weight with. Now, if you go through a lot of shitty events and you've never taken accountability and you are constantly looking for someone to blame and you can't dig within and truly heal from those things, you're going to be pointing a finger at no one and pointing at the world and being mad at the world and thinking you have an excuse to be sad. Because I'm just gonna again, I always fucking go back to relationships, which is so annoying, but for example, someone that cheats on their significant other, if the person that cheats is trying to blame the person that got cheated on for the cheating, they can't take blame. They are playing in a victim mindset. They are trying to get the other person to feel bad for them because they cannot take accountability for what they did wrong. When you are living this way and you cannot take accountability for, number one, your sadness, a lot of us in life are sad. There are always people that are going to have it sad, worse than you. And I'm not talking, again, with the whole physical depression and clinical anxiety and actual people that very much need to be on medication. Me fucking being BPD. I'm not talking about you need to suck it up. That's not, I don't want anyone to think that's what I'm saying. I'm so scared someone's gonna think that. But at some point, a lot of us are sad in our lives, but you can't let yourself stay there. If you're choosing to be sad, you're choosing to have people feel bad for you, what is that going to do to you? And I just think often as adults we try to play the who can I blame game instead of just being other people are dealing with other things. This person probably did this thing to me because they're dealing with stuff in their life, so I'm gonna let it go. You never really have to blame anyone. You can, the reason people do things and the reason people mess up is because there's things going wrong in their own lives. And the reason people cheat is because they are insecure. And the reason people do certain things is because they have something going on. When someone hurts someone else, it's usually an internal issue that they themselves have not worked through. So when you can learn to detach from the malice of someone else treating you poorly, the sooner you can learn to detach from that, and the sooner you can learn to like kind of take accountability for you messing up ever in your life, and like being able to take accountability for like self-care, you to take accountability for like, maybe I shouldn't spend this money and eat out today. Maybe I can just make something at home. Taking accountability, learning self-discipline, and learning how to like get your shit together. Yes, there are circumstances in life where we don't have all the resources we need to be able to do these things, but work with what you have. Do what you can. Try to read in the day. Try to go on a walk in the day. Like, there's so many things that you can do to better yourself and work through being sad and work through the typical day-to-day anxiety that I think that a lot of us just have learned to be like, yeah, I can go to the doctor and just get medicine for it. And then they're put on medicine when they don't actually really need medicine. Like, there are a lot of people that do need medicine, but like a lot of stuff can genuinely just be, and I'm not trying to be like a holistic person because I am fully like on board with meds, but like there's a lot of things you can do first, and you need to like really internalize and be like, am I the issue and am I the core root of my problems? Because a lot of the time, I hate to say it, we are. And my life got a lot better when I realized that like my character flaws, like we all have character flaws. No one is free from having a bad quality. We all have bad qualities in ourselves, and that's okay. That's us being humans. But the sooner we can learn to like kind of work on those character flaws and become better, the better you are for other people and the better people are to you, because again, everything's a chain cycle. The way someone acts to you is the way that you act to them. Like, it's genuinely a mirror reflection of the way you treat them. So unless you're getting like bullied, then it's probably a them issue. But anyways, I just think that like we've really like, especially in the day and age of social media and being able to trauma bond on TikTok, and especially being able to see that so many people have gone through the same things as us, and we can just like point a finger and blame people. And there's like a lot of therapy speech just thrown around and a lot of self-diagnosing happening in the world today, because we just want something to be able to label why we feel just meh. And it's probably because most of the time you're not taking care of yourself. Are you eating a vegetable a day? I can guarantee most people are not eating even one vegetable a day, and lettuce does not count. Like, if you are eating a Caesar salad in the day, that's not a vegetable. Like, most of us can confidently say we are eating a very processed diet. We are probably not working out. A lot of people don't work out. And I get it. We have work. Like, America is not an easy place to live anymore. We have to work a lot to be able to just live on our own and live comfortably. But that doesn't mean that you can just completely not take care of yourself. And I think that we've just become we've fallen victim to the trap of like letting, no, I don't want to say letting the government control what we do, but like literally, like, you have the ability to change your life, and you have the ability to like do what you want with your life and work where you want to work, have a job you want to have, be around people you want to be around, have the money you want to have. But you have to learn how to like take care of yourself and like heal all the shit you have going on in that brain of yours that most of us probably haven't worked on healing in a long time. So it is a lot of work. Growing sucks. It's really, really hard. Growing is not an easy thing to do. And when you start to build trust in yourself that you can do things, it gets easier. But like the first chunk of learning how to be better for yourself is really hard, and it's really like time consuming to stick to, but the effort you put into it is the effort you get out, and like the results you get from being better for yourself are just so rewarding and just so like, I just like rewarding. Like, you feel better, you have such a better outlook on life. Like, I have such an awesome outlook on life now. Like, I understand why adults like favorite season is spring and like seeing things bloom, because it's so beautiful, and like I see why nature is beautiful, and I'm like, I want to live out in the country, not like I don't want to live in the city anymore. Like, I don't know. There's just so much you realize when you're not congested by everyone else's opinion all the time. And I think that we get so caught up in like self-diagnosing ourselves with other people's opinions of us. Like, it's so strange. And we always just, a lot of us want to find someone to blame for why we feel what we feel. Like we want to put a label on the reason and root cause of why we are feeling how we feel. But that is your job to do, not the internet's. Like, you have to work on that on your own by yourself. The internet isn't going to do that for you. Yeah, someone can definitely psychoanalyze you and self-diagnose you 100%. But at the end of the day, you're the only person that really actually does know yourself. And a lot of us are not completely honest with the whole world. We are kind of ashamed to admit some things to ourselves sometimes. And a lot of us are, so don't feel bad if you are. But I've had some things that I'm like embarrassed to admit to myself. And I'm like, so how would anyone else ever get that about me? Like, a lot of these things I don't like show, but I'm very like onto myself. So as soon as you can admit these things to yourselves, the sooner you can grow. This is a very mumble jumbled rant about victimhood. Don't fall victim to TikTok's version of self-diagnosing. And yeah. All right. Peace, love, and happiness.